So the glider is one of the best things in LEGO Fortnite, and today I'm going to show you how to make literal launch pads, and we're going to see what version is the best to implement into our survival world. Before we get started, don't forget to enter my giveaway in my Discord, giving away literally a brand new monitor, and with that being said, let's hop right into it. So right here we are in creative, and we have two different versions that I've been working on for said launch pads. This is version number 2, this is version number 1. We do have to somehow fix this real quick because it is kind of broken at the moment, but as we see, it should have fixed it a little bit. Every time I do log back into the server, something goes wrong. I don't know what happens. Again, LEGO Fortnite is still pretty buggy, so again, a lot of these things are just going to be buggy because that's what they are. They're just going to be buggy right now. Like right here, none of these are actually touching anything, which is really awkward and weird, but hey, we'll get it done. So I'll just remake this really quick just to show you guys the thought process that I have, because basically what I'm thinking about for a launch pad essentially is something that can make us go up really fast, right? Go all the way up, and then we can just glide off of. Because in our survival world, traveling is a pain in the butt, so I just want something to be able to zoom up and then just go. Obviously, I could build like a staircase or something, but I don't really want to. I want to have something that'll just get me up super quickly and just get me going, because a staircase, I have to run up the whole thing. I have to literally build the staircase, run off of it. If I just have a system that I can implement that'll make me just be free and I can do whatever I want in a quick fashion and I can travel pretty far, that would be great. So that's why we're trying to implement a launch pad and see if we can make something with some actual substance. I've gone through a lot of different building ideas with this. I just haven't found one version that like works perfectly for me, but essentially what I've been doing is building 2 railings right here to put some weight on it. Again, I don't want it too high because I do have to enter it obviously. And then what I do is I go right here. I am in creative, so I am going to fly real quick. Again, in survival, I'll just put a staircase here just so I can look at it. I'm going to break these fire pits because they're just really annoying me right now. Essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to build one of these long railings kind of one step inwards to the other one that I just put right there, and I'm going to make it a little bit longer right there, and then I'm going to put another one right there on the opposite side. Hopefully that evens out. I think it does. Perfect. Then I'm going to go on the other side. I'm going to do the exact same thing, and you'll see why. Okay, maybe you don't understand why yet, but I will show you why in a very quick second. So now all we have right now is basically like weird lines, right? Nothing really is going on right here, but now this is where it theoretically should work pretty well. I'm going to put this here, right on top of it, and I'm going to connect these 2 pieces. I'm going to make it so they are basically entrapped side of the pole. I want this little thing to be stuck inside these 2 poles so it literally cannot move. Now, yes, it might not look pretty right now, but this is just to see what works in the quickest fashion. So now we essentially have 2 things holding on to the railing, and now we need some of the most important parts, which are balloons. So we're going to stick some balloons. Let's put them right, because again, they can't hit that, so let's put them right here. Boom. We're going to put 4 balloons, so 2 there and then 2 here. And again, it might look dumb right now, but we do have to put more weight on it before we go up. We're not actually ready for the balloons. I just put them to show you guys. But now we're going to put a little bit extra weight right here. We're just going to put 2 little blocks right there, 2 little blocks right there. And now we're going to work on the jets on the side, because the thrusters are the most important part of this, obviously. I am going to use the small ones since the other side has big ones, or that one, where is it? That one has big ones, so you'll see what the big ones do on that one. We're basically just trying to find the best version of this so we can figure out what we're actually going to build in our survival world. We're just testing theories right now. Let's see. Will this float if I put the balloons on? It won't. That is very good. And now for basically the moment of truth, we're going to see how this actually works. So we put the switch right there and we are flying up. Are a little awkward right now. This is a little bad. We are kind of not being straight up, which I don't understand why. Let's see. Why is it turning? It's just turning that way. I don't know why. So we have to fix that angle. But besides that, I mean, it's going up pretty quick. And since we have the balloons, it'll just float right down. I'm thinking it's going a little wry because that little thruster is off a little bit. So we'll fix that thruster, and then we should be going perfectly straight up. Yeah, it's going awry because that thruster right there isn't perfectly aligned. See how the other ones are kind of really well aligned right in the middle? This one's a little off, so it's just pushing it a little bit that way. So we'll fix that thruster, and then we'll test this theory again and see if it actually works really well. Because again, you saw I built this thing in literally 2 minutes. It's a super simple design. Again, doesn't look the prettiest. Okay, wait, it's floating. This is not a good sign. This is also one problem that I've been stuck on. It goes up really well, but when it's coming down, it doesn't really do it super well. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to add a little bit more weight, maybe just a little bit more, maybe 2 more blocks on each side, just so I can actually have 4 balloons, because I think with 4 balloons, it'll work really well. Maybe even 3. Maybe I'll try to put 1 balloon right here in the middle and just kind of see what happens, because maybe that's all I needed. Now that this is all the way down, let's fix this thruster. Let's put it right where it needs to be, right here in the middle of this, so it's perfect. Boom. Now that's right in the middle. And now since we have 3 thrusters, we're going to see. So we go up pretty well, and do we go down slowly? We go down pretty slowly. Will it break? No. Okay, perfect. So we're just going to use the thrusters and go as high up as we can. As you see, we're not turning at all. We're going up pretty evenly. We're stuck. Thing is shifting left to right, but that's perfectly fine. And again, if the thruster goes off, we're just going to go up until it basically hits. We are pretty high, so we're going to turn it off, and then we're just going to jump. And since we are in creative, it's kind of hard to open the glider. Open the glider, man. Okay, well, that was very anticlimactic, but as you see, we can glide down pretty far. We can get a pretty good distance on it. Our little contemporary machine is falling down perfectly, and it will not break. Let's fly back, and let's see real quick if we can actually jump off of it, and we can pull our glider, because obviously it didn't want to pull our glider for some reason. So we're going to go all the way up. I'm just going to let it hit these top bricks so you see what happens, because it shouldn't really go anywhere. Theoretically, if I build it right, this should not float away. It should just stay right here. Okay, that works pretty well. And there we go. We have our glider out, and now we are floating away. As you see, our contraption is falling down pretty peacefully. It won't get hurt. Again, it doesn't look the greatest. Thing got hurt in the process. It's not broken, which is a good sign. And it didn't fly away when it was all the way up top, which is a very good sign. Now I loaded back in because it was nighttime, and I think there's a thing where you can put it so it's never nighttime in your world, but I obviously didn't click it. But now, since that design, honestly, it worked really well. I was very surprised and very happy with the design. That one's super easy to build. I mean, in survival, those pillars will be a pain just because we can't fly to build it, so we're gonna have to build staircases, and just ignore those pieces. That was a very mishappy situation. But now we go to this build right here. This is obviously has the 2 big jets on each side. It's a double platformer, which is good. Like, we have 2 platforms. That one only had 1. This is good, like if you have a lot of people in your server, or just, you know, just to have it look a little bit bigger and better. So this has a lot of plates on it, or lots of weight on it. So let's see if my design actually works. So we're going up, and it's going up fairly quickly. We're just going to let it go up. We're not going to press it twice. It's not floating away because we only have 1 pillar in the middle, not like that one where we had 2. This one only has 1 because we do have a lot of weight on it right now. We could add, I think, 1 more booster in the middle, like a small one, to make it go up all the way without it. But we're going to go up all the way, see if it flies away. Let's see. Moment of truth. Will our creation fly away? Let's see. It will not. Perfect. We can jump up here just like that. We have a platform. Then that will fall down slowly. And then this, hopefully, if it lets me, it never lets me take out my glider. There we go. Now we have the glider out, which is good. That's floating down really gently, and it's honestly not looking too bad. The only thing that I don't like about the 1 pillar design is that it really has no stability, so the platform can kind of twist and rotate because it doesn't really have anything holding it straight. What I could do is build another extension off the back on 2 more pillars to make it hold its position a little better, because as you see, I can literally push this thing, or I theoretically should be able to push this thing in some aspect, and it just twists. Okay, it's kind of super heavy. But maybe in the next design, what I'll do is, I don't know if a dual platformer is even necessary. Like, this might be overkill, but if I wanted to make it so it doesn't move, I'll build this, and then I'll build a little extension with a huge pole that'll just hold it in its place. But the one thing that's bad about these designs is that sometimes these planks, they get stuck on the wood, and we just won't go up. Like on this one, right? Let's go up all the way again. One bad thing is that sometimes it rubs on it, and if you log off the server and log back on, sometimes it gets stuck in the pillar and you can't really do much about it. So that's the only really downside to this design. I mean, this design isn't bad. That design isn't bad because it falls down pretty peacefully and it works. Let's add 1 more small thruster to this side and see if it helps it go up any further, any quicker. Maybe actually let's add 1 more big thruster because we already know this design works. So let's just kind of get creative here. Put 1 more big thruster here. See if we can actually make it go up all the way on 1 use, because I believe this is max speed if I do this. So let's just see if this works. We are going up incredibly fast. This is actually insanely fast. We are spinning. I don't think we'll make it all the way up, but we'll make it pretty high. This honestly might have been the design. Ooh, wait, that was pretty good. And now we can jump off and then just you know, hit or redeploy if it lets me in creative, obviously, and ignore that. That's also a failed creation right there. And that might be the way right there. 3 big thrusters. I mean, that went up pretty fast. Yeah, we got up there pretty quickly. I think if I implemented some parts of this design on this one on the right, it would go really, really well. But if we see here on these two designs, this left pole is significantly higher than the right one, just because you're going to run out of stamina eventually when you're gliding. Because you're going to run out of stamina if you're gliding, and this is way too high. You're going to run out of stamina pretty low, and this is at a pretty perfect height. I'll try to show it, but again, it's so hard to pull my parachute out or my glider out in creative. It's actually so frustrating. As you see here, we only pulled it out a little bit of halfway, and we're just going to go in a straight line, or just kind of go in a circle and see if our stamina does wear out and if we make it all the way to the ground safely. Again, if we don't, we can kind of just let go and then grab it at the very last second. As you see, it's going down at a pretty good pace. This might be absolutely perfect. It literally is going to literally be a gem. That was genuinely perfect. Like right there, boom, it ended pretty well. And that was when we were like right there on the platform. So we do know now for creative, we can't make it nearly that high. Again, I think these two designs are pretty good. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, but I think these jump pad ideas are really going to make our world really, really good. We just have to figure out how to make it look really solid, because at the moment, it looks like absolute dunk. Guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget, I am giving away a monitor, so join my Discord for all the information, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.